pole, totem 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 pole.
Welcome back to Totem Pole Sports on a Saturday night. Today's video is sponsored by Cayman Jack Margaritas, one of the best products in America. It is great. It tastes good with all flavors. It's ready to drink. And of course, it's the best thing on earth. Cayman Jack Margaritas, you can buy them at any store that you want to buy them at. What is good, Connor? Thank you for tuning in, TBR Connor. But today we're going to talk about the Colorado Buffaloes 2024 season preview. They moved to the Big 12. A lot of things to talk about. Coach Prime. Don't forget, we're sponsored by St. Pete Rejuvenate, and you can go to autograph.io. You can download it on the Google Play or the App Store, and you can use the code Totem Pole Nation to sign up. Now, let's talk big. Colorado, prime time Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, right? Let's talk about Colorado. Let's go ahead and just spill the beans. Let's spill the beans when it comes to the Colorado football schedule. We just have to let it be known. Let it be known. Let it glow. Let it rain, right? Colorado moves into the Big 12. Obviously, we're in the college football alignment as we speak. So multiple teams have moved to different conferences. Colorado went from is obviously in the Big 12. The Big 12 is actually a weaker conference, so they should be able to do something along those lines. But I'm going to screen share the schedule real quick before we go forward. So this is Colorado's schedule, ladies and gentlemen. First game, they got North Dakota State. North Dakota State obviously has won multiple championships in the past. It's not going to be easy. That's a home game for Colorado. I think that Colorado goes off to a fast start. Despite the reputation of North Dakota State winning multiple championships, of course, Carson Wentz, I think, was part of that championship team as well, even though he's not that good in the NFL. When it comes to Colorado, like I said, their transfer portal class was big and huge, bringing in 39, over 50 transfers from last year. He has a class of 40 and counting. You know what I'm saying? So, and with the transfers they brought, they got Tyler Johnson from Houston, Peyton Kirkland from Texas. They also have 11 defensive linemen. BJ Green is from Arizona State. Dayton Hayes is from Pittsburgh. Colorado did recently lose Dylan Edwards. He went to Kansas State, but brought in plenty of ball carriers in the running back spot. Dalen Hayden out of Ohio State, and Rashad Omas out of Miami of Ohio. What is up for the Justin Jefferson page? Thank you for tuning in. It's much appreciated. So they brought in a lot of transfers, definitely from the defensive side. They do have a new defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator. So the offensive coordinator is Pat Shurmur. The offensive coordinator is Pat Shurmur. They lost Charles Kelly to Auburn as well. So they made a lot of changes into the coaching staff, and as of right now, their coaching staff right now, the defensive coordinator is going to be Robert Livingston. Pat Shurmur is going to be the offensive coordinator. They made a lot of changes on the staff. So primetime Deion Sanders is doing something, and I know there's a lot of negativity that comes out the University of Colorado that they can't play. But I know Colorado started from 3-0. finish season 4-8, but they'll be okay. Now, North Dakota State, right? North Dakota State is not going to be an easy task. It's not going to be an easy task. It is not going to be an easy task. I promise you it won't be easy. Now, that depends on what North Dakota State has at the quarterback spot, obviously. So whatever happens at the quarterback spot, we will have to see how this goes. I think for the North Dakota State, I think it's been a while since they won a championship, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it's been a while. Well, they won a championship in 2022. They've been the runner-up the past couple times. Chris Kleiman was there as well as the coach, and now they got Matt Entz as the head coach as of right now. So they've been there. They hadn't really done too much damage. They won the championship in 2021. That's the last time that is happened. They lost in the championship game a year ago, and then the year before that, they lost in the semifinals. So I think Colorado's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's not. But just go ahead and give me North Dakota State to beat Colorado. Game 2, Nebraska primetime television. Matt Rule, if he finds his quarterback, I think Nebraska is going to be hard. Nebraska, I mean, if you watch that game, it was very close in the second half, but then they just turned the ball over too many times. It's at Nebraska. This could go either way. Now, I know Colorado's explosive on the wide receiver side. I know they have Travis Hunter. I know they have Shedeur Sanders. I know they brought in transfers for that offensive line to protect Shedeur. I think Nebraska is going to be a better team, but I don't think Colorado is going to start the season 0-2. They're going to be 1-1 when they beat Nebraska. Colorado State is going to be the game of the year. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the era where I brought Matt Pat on the show. I think it was a month before this game, and me and Matt Pat were on a FaceTime call until 2 a.m. watching this game. 2 a.m. or no, way past 2 a.m. It was 2:30 in the morning on a Saturday. It was a great game. It was great entertainment. Man, Colorado State probably should have beat Colorado last year. If it wasn't for the turnovers and the fumbles, I mean, Bill Best, Troy Taylor knows best. Bill Best is one of the best offensive line coaches, along with Jim and Nally, along with Alex Mirabal. Bill Best, Jay Norvell. This is at Colorado State. Now, I know Colorado State went good last year, but as of right now, I'm going to give this win to Colorado. There will be plenty of trash talk that's going on, even though it was a close game last year. There'll be plenty of trash talk, but give me this win to Colorado. That'd be 2-1. Baylor was good, was not great last year, not so impressive. I think Colorado starts the season at 3-1. I think Baylor would somewhat improve, but Baylor is just, they kind of just been up and down. I think they had that one good year, and then last year they weren't very great. So if Baylor can find their problems on the defensive side and the quarterback issue, maybe it'll be a competitive game. But give me Colorado win this game. So that would be 3-1 to start the season. Next, UCF. UCF is going to be a very tough team. Now, I know the Patriots got one of the wide receivers, I think, in the 4th or 5th round. Gus Malzahn, I think, is still there as the head coach of UCF. UCF has a very explosive offense. They score a lot of points. I'm going to take UCF to win this game. It's not going to be easy. I know that Colorado has struggled to win on the road. But They're going to take this L at UCF, so that'll bring them at 3-2. Kansas State. So they got a bye week, and then they got Kansas State. Ladies and gentlemen, I know the Kansas State quarterback, Will Howard, transferred to Ohio State. This is going to be very tough. Colorado's going to be 3-3. Kansas State is one of those teams. Chris Kleiman is a great coach. They got a great staff. They got great players. I know they lost a quarterback. They lost a couple other guys, maybe to the NFL. They lost, Deuce Vaughn was, I know it was a couple years ago. Deuce Vaughn was part of that Kansas State. I know Kansas State don't start off the season very well, but Kansas State is the disciplined team. Very disciplined, and I just think that Kansas State pulls this off. So I think Colorado will sit at 3-3. I know it's a home game, but give me Kansas State. Arizona. Arizona lost his coach, Jedd Fisch, to Washington. Now, Arizona did win 10 games last year. I think their quarterback is returning. It's at Arizona. I don't think they fell off, but with the losses they have of their head coach and their other starters and some guys that went to the NFL from Arizona as well, it's tough for me to pick Arizona, so I'm going to pick Colorado to beat Arizona. That puts them at 4-3, if I'm correct. Cincinnati. Well, they should be able to beat Cincinnati. So I think that would put them at 5-3, if I'm correct. They should be able to beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati, Luke Fickell left to go to Wisconsin. They went to the national championship game 2 years ago, and they lost to Alabama in that college football playoff. They hadn't really been the same team since. Give me Colorado. I think that puts them at 5-3, if I'm correct. Texas Tech. Their quarterback, Tyler Show, I think, hit the transfer portal. I don't think he's no longer at Texas Tech. Texas Tech is one of those teams that you don't really want to sleep on. They're very fast. They're very explosive. I know Texas Tech has had a couple down years, even with Cliff Kingsbury, with Patrick Mahomes. But I think Texas Tech, despite a winning record that they had last year, I think they'll lose to Texas Tech right here. So that puts them, I think, 5-4. Utah. Utah is not going to be easy. No. Utah, I love Utah. That 13 personnel, the 3 tight ends, it's not going to be easy. So Utah, I know Cam Rising will be back for the 7th year. Kyle Whittingham is a great coach. This will put this team, I think, at what? Let me go back. Let me make sure. Let me make sure what I say correctly. Beat North Dakota State is 1-0. Beat Nebraska is 2-0. Beat Colorado State is 3-0. Baylor's 3-1. I think I was correct. Baylor's 3-1. No, 4-0. Let me make sure I'm correct here. Okay. I said they're going to lose North Dakota State. Okay. So 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 5-3, and then 5-4 when they lose to 5-4. I think I said I lose to Texas Tech. So 5-4. I just want to make sure I was correct. 5-4. I think they'll lose to Texas Tech, and I think Utah, they'll put them at 5-5. They'll lose to Utah. 6. I think they'll be bowl eligible for the first time. I know Kansas has a very good team under Coach Leopold. Jalen Daniels is a great quarterback. Not Jaden Daniels, Jalen Daniels, Jalon. It's a great quarterback. Now, Kansas didn't win 8 or 9 games last year. Depending on what the roster looks like, I think they'll lose this game. I'm going to change my mind. They're going to lose to Kansas. I'll put them at 5-6. They're going to lose to Kansas. Oklahoma State, they're going to they're going to beat Oklahoma State at home. Oklahoma State, I know, is they're having issues with the quarterback last year. So I think Colorado's gonna become bowl eligible for the first time. They're gonna go um, they're gonna go 4-8 to 6-6. And let's just keep it real when it comes to this. Let's keep it real when it comes to this. I'm not a hater of Colorado. I know they're in the Big 12 and the teams may be, soft or, whatever you want to call it. They're soft. They're not as great. Um, it's just hard for me until Colorado shows it on the field that they're going to go from 4-8 to all of a sudden winning 9 games. Respectfully, I give them 6-6 to be bowl eligible. It's not going to be easy. I think they go up to a fast starting 3-1, but until they have to play competitive teams, then that's when they're going to fall off. Um, they'll be bowl eligible. I agree that they'll be a chance to be bowl eligible at 6-6. 6-6 is where I give Colorado. I'm not hating at all. I'm not hating. I'm not a Colorado hater. I was wrong last year and said I thought they were going to go undefeated. I thought they were going to win at least 10 games. I got ahead of myself, and then when they started losing the team they shouldn't have lost to, like that Stanford game was up 29-0, and then they blew it. Like, it could happen. Stuff like that has happened in college football. But I'm confident in Colorado. They'll be a better team with the transfer class that they brought. They got 11 transfers from defense. They got over about at least 50 transfers when it comes to that as well. They got over 50 transfers. They were like number one or number two. They were in the top three as far as the transfer portal. So that was very key when it came to the transfer portal. Transfer portal it's just very, very important. So I think Colorado will be okay. Shedeur Sanders is definitely going to go into the draft. Travis Hunter is definitely going to go into the draft. So a lot of other guys are going to go into the draft after this year. Primetime Deion Sanders, he's a great coach. He's not going to go anywhere. I just think they're going to go 6-6. Now, if they prove me wrong, that's great. I want them to prove me wrong. I got too ahead of myself last year when I thought they were going to go 12-0. But then I saw that the defense wasn't great and they weren't ready and too many egos and everybody's in the transfer portal. But it's a new year for Colorado, so I think they'll be bowl eligible. And, Colorado, they're going to bring a lot of noise. So I have all faith, all respect for Coach Pryor. I hope they win every single game, but I know they jump to the Big 12. The Big 12 is not going to be easy at all. It's not going to be easy. So Colorado is going to have to fight. They're going to have to, earn some things. So the teams that are in the Big 12 for football, if it gives me a list of teams, I think that are in the Big 12. Colorado's one of them. You got Baylor, you got BYU, you got UCF, you got Cincinnati, you got Houston, you got Iowa State, Kansas State, not Oklahoma and Texas. That's just in another sport. If I'm reading this correctly. No, this is basketball. So the lineup will consist in football of Colorado, Arizona State, Arizona, Baylor, BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, Iowa State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, TCU, Texas Tech, UCF, Utah, and West Virginia will be in the Big 12 when it comes to football. That's what it comes to at the end of the day. So those teams in football, it's not going to be very easy. What is up, Tricky Rick? Thank you for tuning in. It's not going to be an easy conference. I'll tell you that. It's not going to be easy conference. I think BYU will make some noise. Oklahoma State's going to make some noise. UCF, Utah's going to make some noise. Kansas is going to make some noise. Houston in football ain't making no noise. West Virginia was somewhat improved, but that is the college football alignment for 2024. But we'll see. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Get your merch at TotemPoleNation.com. We are sponsored by St. Pete Rejuvenate, and download the Autograph app, Autograph.io, and use our code TotemPoleNation to sign up. Let us know in the comments what you think about Colorado and how they're going to do in 2024 and the new college football alignment in the Big 12. Without further ado, y'all take care, and we'll catch you later.